Hello everyone! So from 8th to 15th May 2023 I hosted a community game jam about making a game in Defold. There were over 80 people signed in and over 20 submitted games in the end, which is for our small community, I can proudly admit, some pretty nice numbers. Most importantly, the quality of the completed games were really high for a week-long jam. I'm also proud of my little 3D game I was making, about which I will tell you more at the end of the video. It took 10th place, and because I was the host, the prizes from the 10th place were happily given to Raptor9999, who created Future City, a simple shooter game that perfectly suits the jam's theme, which was infinite gameplay. Next one, ending at the 9th place, was Pachinko, a physics-based pinball-like game demanding understanding the system and creating some unpredictable chains of reactions, giving you more points from balls falling down the screen. It is actually based on an old arcade-style Japanese game called exactly Pachinko, where you were throwing a lot of small marble-like balls inside the arcade machine, and some balls could trigger some actions, giving you points or more balls. The game here is a total twist on the idea, and when you are able to make the balls fall through the bottom line at the same time, the score of them is increasing, so your task is to make as much balls falling through as possible, by placing new things on the board that you buy with your points. For example, when ball bounces from those beds or fly through the lighting field, your score is increased. This is a very nice gameplay loop and you can play it really for a long time. On the place number 8, we have Infinity Stairs by a talented developer well known to Defold community with a nick D954Mas, who created a lot of available for free assets and is still helping others get into the game development journey. Infinity Stairs is an experiment on making a game with a use of a trench boom level editor designed for retro-style 3D games inspired by Doom or Quake. It comes with a lot of nice twists, so it's not only about going down the stairs, but in order not to spoil them all, I just want you to check out the links below the video and play this game on your own. It's short and you can run it in your browser, so you can play it anytime, anywhere, and it's really a nice game. On the 7th place we have Hold the Stand by Mozokevgen, please forgive me the pronunciation, and it's a tiny in scope game where you are a traveler, or I don't know how people going down the infinite halls with bats would like to be called. Anyway, you are descending down the hall on a zipline and you can only bounce off the wall or slam back to it and crush those bats wanting to take your valuable hearts from the hell bar. It's in my opinion a nice rhythmic game where you avoid obstacles and with good timing can defeat enemies by the way, so I also recommend you to check out this kind of a gameplay loop. It was also using assets made by Kenny, I think beloved by all the jammers. 6th place belongs to the alpha version of Rogue Royale Reloaded by Jan Go, which is a grid-based battle royale game that is actually taking place in a simulation room with a promise to give us more rooms in the future. You start wherever you want on the map and can move around, but sooner or later you will meet enemies, so it's better to gear up, find enough ammo and health potions and stick around the middle trying to defeat the enemies, while lava around is flowing to the center, limiting the battlefield with time. The nice thing about this project is that after reading the backstory I know it was once a part of a challenge to make 12 games in 12 months, and this jam was an occasion to get back to the project and make a remake, and given my experience with it I can only say it turns out great and it's a lot of fun. We opened the best 5 games with Block Sliding by Drunk Cheap Robotics, which I fell in love because I love those kinds of infinite puzzle games. It's a twist on a classic Tetris because you have only horizontal blocks that you can move within its line, only left or right, and whenever you manage to fill the whole line with blocks, they disappear, but otherwise new blocks arise from the bottom. This game is infinite because of the theme of the jam, but my advice is to turn it back to its stressing feeling of reaching reaching the top with the blocks, which should be a game over, and you should sweat to make blocks disappear with every single move or make ultimate combos. Fourth place is for Landscape Tiler by Astro Chili, which is a beautiful, wholesome, relaxing and infinite game about only making landscapes with automatically connected cute pixel art tiles. Roman already wrote a postmortem for this jam entry and described how he managed to implement auto tiling in such a complex way that he was able to scratch this sweet spot that makes this game such a pleasant experience. You can check out more games from this talented creator under the name of Astro Nachos, for example A Cat's Day on mobile, where you can hear the same atmospheric and cheerful ambient music. And as a bonus, I was actually utilizing free complex libraries for 3D projects created and released as open source by Astro Chili for Defold to actually make my entry to the jam, so at this point I want to thank you so much for this. And now the podium. Brown medal and the third place is for Castle Warrior by Hamid Reza Kaki, which is a very polished infinite runner game but with a nice unique mechanic that you can actually force the character to stop and take a proper position on the level wherever you want by using the attack button. And this is not only about the mechanics, but the level design is in harmony with this, and without this trick you can't go for long. So we should especially admire this perfect blend, which is very hard to achieve. I believe this game would make a nice mobile game I would play a lot. Congratulations on making this game and taking a very high place. Second place and the silver medal goes to Space Dog by Polyroids, which is a great, really fast-paced pixel art space shooter with great enemy patterns and a bullet hell coming both from enemies and from your own ship. You really can feel the power here. Polished explosions and sound effects add up and make it a very complete game with a pleasant feeling when playing. And you won't believe it, it was the first game made by Polyroids in Defold. He wanted to try Defold for a long time and the jam was a perfect opportunity for this. So for me it means that it was totally worth it to organize something like this. Congratulations on great beginnings and taking second place. And the winner of the Made with Defold Jam 2023 is Polyroids by Faris. It is a highly polished and enjoyable 3D version of classic Asteroids game with a bunch of upgrades to spice up the already great gameplay loop. It is using nice stylized low poly visuals and a cute spaceship model made with Asset Forge by Kenny. It is a great example of utilizing Defold's powers to make a great game, even a 3D one. And again, I can't stress this enough probably, but this was the first game made in Defold by Faris and it won a gold medal, first place. Congratulations, this is a great achievement and we can't wait what you will make next. Thanks to all participants and I hope we will soon make another game jam together. I do believe Defold deserves some better visibility, so I'm striving for this. And many thanks to Defold Foundation for sponsoring this jam with Steam gift cards of total value of €245 and also for sponsoring me on GitHub sponsors along with other contributors 8-Bit School and Absolute and my patrons Bjorn and Dimitri. Thank you so much. And at the end I wanted just to talk a bit about my jam entry with terribly long title that is shortened to one word, Infinite, and it's just a horror game heavily inspired by my cause of nightmares being for so long with me, the original slender 8 pages. But I think I will make a full postmortem video on making a 3D game in Defold, so let me know what are you curious about and what do you want to know about it. For now, thank you so much and have a nice day.